so we are live and on Twitch to our probably 0 people if they're smart. All right, guys. So just a quick recap. I'm not going to do the whole rigmarole from last time, but the bottom line is that you came across the bridge. Let me share this map with you guys. You came across the bridge. You had some fun talking to a ballywog named Cliché. He gave you some stuff in exchange for answering some riddles. And you made your way into a goblin camp where you killed all of the goblins and wildlife and all sorts of stuff. Upon hitting the camp, you guys decided to camp for the night, knowing that you left one goblin alive, not on purpose, incidentally, and you didn't know what would happen. You woke up in the morning, spent a lot of time discussing a chest and what you should do with the chest, and eventually made your way to the east and found yourself at the entrance to a cave, where you heard an exchange about dragons and some other interesting factoids between goblins and a humanoid. Lo and behold, today finds you in the mouth of the cave, having just poorly sneaking past a couple of archers. You can thank Mr. Dinjarin for forgetting to take off his armor. He clanked his way into a secret spot and sort of alerted the goblins. He did, of course, redeem himself by casting a fake hooded figure in front of them to distract them while you all snuck into the first room in the cave system, inadvertently tripping on a tripwire and crashing down some rocks from above. As you can see in the map, you can all see the map, right?
Yes.
I assume. Cool. As you can see in the map, your passage has been blocked. And if I'm not mistaken, I need you all to roll some damage. Any questions before we sort of kick things off?
I think it was only a few of us that had rolled damage, right? Or is it all of us because one of us tripped?
No, it was just a few of you, and it is the honor system.
Okay, I know I was one.
I have a feeling I have to roll for damage as well.
Yeah, I think David, and I think there was one other that had to.
I need to. How do you do that?
So hold on, I'll get us back. So we'll do that in just a second. Give me 1 second. And this is the part where I make sure I have everything all set up. Awesome. Now, Ariel, I believe it's you that has ongoing noise. So when you're not talking, you may want to turn on push to talk in your settings.
Okay.
Because there's a never-ending, sounds like someone's vacuuming next to you. Am I the only one who hears this, or does everyone else hear the same?
No, I hear it too.
Yeah, so there is, you can go in your settings and either mute yourself right now and then go in your settings and put on push to talk if you want. Because we do want to hear your points of view and your contributions. But sort of the overarching sound is just a little distracting. All right. Cool. So we hear some cave drips going on, all that jazz. All right, so what you see before rolling damage. What you see is a room. It's littered with ratty blankets and some bedrolls. There's some small bones from eaten rodents and some other filthy remnants of, represents the best in fine goblin living. There's lice-ridden furs that decorate the walls. To the south, you see a pretty ornate fur. I'm sorry, sort of to the east, you see some pretty ornate fur. And I wager, can you see, how's the lighting? Can you see everything, or?
I can see everything.
I can see a good chunk of the room. There's some stuff behind the rocks on the left I can't see.
Okay, but there's dark areas, right? I just want to make sure that your line of sight looks good. Okay, perfect. Cool, because we don't want you seeing everything. All right. So, you know what's happened, as you know, is this sound should feel familiar. All right. So what I need you all to do, that anyone who has taken damage, I need you to roll 2d4. D4 is that little pyramid dice. So you need to roll it twice and add it together. You can also right-click it and left-click it a couple times. So every time you click it, it'll pick up another die. So you can roll 2 at a time. But otherwise, just roll it twice and add them together.
How do we remember if we've done damage to ourselves again?
It was from last time, so it was the honor system of
we all
most
did it?
most people didn't get damaged. I don't think you got damaged.
Yeah, I think it was just the 3 of us near the entrance to the room.
Yeah.
Were the ones, if I remember.
Yeah, so I know it's Tyros. Okay, so what did you end up with? So, are you kidding me? You got 2 1s?
Really?
The guy. All right, so
The guy who trips the wire.
you now have 2 damage, Mr. Curtis. Tyros, you took 4 damage.
Yeah.
So Tyros, the second, takes 4 damage, and it should reflect that in your... Oh, you're pretty hurt. It's not a good way to start the game.
Nope.
Awesome. Anyone else? Did anyone else take damage? I think Tempe was fine, right?
Sly did.
What's that?
Yeah.
Syl did.
Okay, so she did. Okay, so that's 4 for her. All right, 4. All right. So you now have some damage. So a lot of blood, and you've not killed anything successfully. All right, so you find yourself in the room. You are technically in combat. In any time, in any moment, goblins may appear and sort of finish the job. Because if you remember correctly, at the mouth of the cave, you were being attacked by 2 archers that were shooting through some arrow slits. Right, so some cracks in the boulders. You guys did not successfully kill them, so they are alive. They have also alerted the rest of the cave system. That's why occasionally you hear this bell going off. All right, so you find yourself in this room. You see what you can see, and we're going to pause combat, right, until something shows up. So you have sort of next steps. What's the party want to do? I don't know if you have healing potions or what have you, but I wouldn't waste a spell. So I will ask this question for spellcasters, and this is for glory and whatever else. Have you prepared your spells for the day? Or I just want to make sure your spells were prepared.
Ooh, I probably do not.
Right. So you're going to want to do that before we go too much further.
And that's in the skills. Oh, actually,
no, it's in actions. So let me look at you. Wait, where are you? Wait. Oh, there you are, Stefanos. There it is.
how do you zoom into your menu items again, or make the?
Oh, okay, yeah. So
panel?
this is welcome to Audrey. Sorry, my daughter just climbed in behind me, so for some good time. You go and type into the chat window /scale UI, SEALE UI, all one word. And if you're on a MacBook looking and you want it to be bigger, then you're going to want to type in like 180 or 200. And the bigger the number, the bigger it will be.
Got it.
That is a handy thing. It doesn't scale well for Retina. Okay. Cool. Tell me when you're ready. And we'll move on. So what you should be thinking about is what you want to do in this room.
Quick question: since how can you tell if you already have a spell like prepared or not? If something's prepared.
So when you use your spells, you're supposed to change your spell slots. Right? You're supposed to mark off that you've used it.
Okay, so if there would be the little circle next to it if there was a spell, I'm looking at Glory to kind of understand.
Yeah, so let me look at Glory as well.
Hers are cantrips, so she doesn't have to have a spell.
Yeah, cantrips you can use as much as you want.
Okay, cool.
Let me go to her actions. So, also don't forget, you guys, down at the bottom of your action tab, there's 2 modes. You want to be normally you want to be in combat and display actions. So mode, combat, display actions. But for preparation, you need to be in preparation mode, right? So she has prepared Hex, right? And she has 1 spell slot for spell casting and 1 for pack magic. So she can prepare that and Armor of Agathis. So
A spell slot is an empty circle, right?
Yes.
Circle
Exactly.
is used. Okay.
Yeah, so Curtis, I can do it if you want, but click Armor of Agathis.
All right. I would like to prepare my Armor of Agathis.
So you prepared it. Awesome. Now go back in. Now change your mode back to combat and actions. And now you'll see the Armor of Agathis is available. See how that's available? And then see up at the top where it says spell slots.
There we go.
When you use one of them, you check the box. Okay, it's not automated, and it's basically it'll let you know that you've used one of your 2 spells. And just a gentle reminder, I posted about this to you guys, but I didn't get a response. Just so you know, I have these playing notes that I'm going to share with you that have some hints and some help. So playing notes over to here. It's now in the chat window. One of the things from like spellcasting in a nutshell, number 1 is prepare as many spells that you're allowed to prepare, right? And again, for anyone who happens to ever watch this, we're learning this as we go. We're trying to figure this out. So this is not. This is probably pretty remedial for people that are like way into Dungeons and Dragons or understand Fantasy Ground, which is a wildly complex piece of software. But anyway, for spellcasting, you prepare as many as you're allowed to prepare. So basically, every time you do a long rest, you get spells. Some spells you can get with a short rest, but the spell you have to look at the spells to see if it requires a short or a long rest. So when you're in combat, you're going to change your mode to combat, right? So, prepare is what you want to prepare, just like we did. So you have to change the mode into prepare mode and choose your spells that whatever you're gonna use, and then you go back into combat mode, and then you'll see that they show up, right? And when you use them, they will disappear from the actions. They won't use up one of your spell slots, but it will disappear from the actions. So, and I'm being attacked by a bee right now.
What?
Anyway, it's gone now.
Oh, I thought that came through Sirenscape.
Did you roll a 2D damage if the bee got you or not?
No, I'll just scream wildly. Anyway, and with your spells, it'll either be an attack spell where it's just like shooting with an arrow, or a saving throw spell, which is it automatically hits and then they have to save against it, right? So one of those 2 things, but the software will automate that bit. When you've used all of your spell slots, so basically if you have 2 spell slots, you can cast 2 spells until you do another long rest. So use them wisely, right? So you don't get to cast, some badass everything blows up spell 50 times. You actually need to use it very strategically. That's why you also have weapons, right? So don't forget that. You can use cantrips as many times as you want, and they don't require that you prepare them. Does that make sense? We all good? Good. All right, cool. So you're in the cave. What's the party want to do? Like you've literally like the dust is settling. The boulders have fallen from the ceiling. You continually hear, you hear the sounds of possibly distant goblins. You hear the cave drips, and it's a little too quiet for your likes.
Hey guys, I see that there's a nice barrack chest over there. Goblin cave barrack chest. I say, why don't we check it out and see what's in there? There may be something we could use to help defend ourselves.
Wait, question. So those 3 boulders that are blocking the line of sight, are those the ones that came down?
No, they were already in the cave. Good question, though. You wouldn't have known that. Although, yeah. So the ones that came down are the ones that blocked your entrance.
Okay. Is there anything behind those boulders? Like anyone?
I'm going to need you to roll a perception check. And you remember that's in your skills tab. There's someone building something behind your desk?
No, that's my computer about to take off.
Good times, yes. Good job on these awesome computers. All right, so Icarus being a cat, you would think would be really good at this, but not so much. So Icarus, looks around the cave. She has pretty decent vision. Icarus, you have dark vision, correct?
Sure, let's go with that.
No, go look on your
I'm
main
not
tab.
really sure.
Yeah, look on your main tab and actually tell me if you do. Or not.
Oh wait, what am I looking for?
To see if you have dark vision.
Dark vision. How would I know that?
It'll tell you.
Oh yes, I do. It says
Yeah.
I have two. It says dark vision 60 and then another dark vision 60.
Okay. Yes, because if you have, it's still just dark vision.
Okay.
Like the 60, but it's because you have, you get it through both, I think, your race and through your class, which is good. So you can see pretty well. So despite seeing well, she doesn't pick up anything, but she can't quite be sure if there's anyone behind those boulders or in the room. She can't get quite a read. She does pick up that the cave is dank and dark and dusty and smells of goblin. But that's really all that she can see.
Sorry guys, did not help at all.
So full disclosure, you did not help by all. So
Can I creep up to the boulder to peek around or something?
So hold on, before you do that, Dinjarin, are you really doing that, or are you just doing that in the chat? Because I'll need you to actually tell me what you're saying in the chat window, because it looks like you're actually calling out. Are you calling out for goblins?
Yeah, I was just calling out in Goblin, asking if anyone was here.
Okay. You don't hear anything. You don't hear anything in the immediate area. You hear some murmuring. You hear some murmuring in the back. In the background. Literally. And it indicates that they know you're here, and you know that they're there. But no one in the immediate room. So, your spidey sense says it's probably safe. It's probably safe to maybe explore the cave a little bit, or not. Now, you did just set off a trap.
Let's.
So we want to roll a dexterity check to detect traps.
Hey, good call. So if you want to do another detect traps, go ahead and roll a dexterity check.
Okay. I don't have I have acrobatics as my dexterity.
No. So look on your main. If you look in your main skill set, it'll tell you your dexterity. So someone with a plus.
Okay.
Someone who has so for instance, I'm looking at Glory has a +2, so she has a 16 dexterity. You want someone with a decent enough dexterity to do it.
Yeah, I've got a
+5.
Oh, +5. Whoever said that, that should be who you.
Go for it.
Too.
Okay, I can do it.
Go for it, Seal. Come on. So close. Almost had to be 11.
Yeah. So Syl looks around the room. She does her thing, and she comes back with, I don't see any. I don't sense any traps. And
I don't think Phil did a great job of looking. I'm thinking I might do a sweep of the room as well for traps.
All right, go for it. Ah,
There we go.
so you don't detect any traps in the room, but you do pick up on something. Something isn't quite right. It's not a trap, but it seems to be something to do with this. There's some furs and some tapestries on the eastern side of the cave that seem a little suspect, right? And it feels fairly safe to go investigate because there's no trap. But if you want to know anything else, you're going to have to ask some more specific questions.
I'd like to know if there's
What
anything
kind of furs
behind
are
those
they?
furs.
Yeah.
What's that?
I want to move the furs and see if there's anything behind them.
Awesome. So you are allowed to do that. And this is where we do learning stuff. Do you want to do that now? Or do you want to do anything else in the room?
So what do you guys want to do first? Because there are some chests that are I can see that I think could be of value to us.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind
let's
opening up
crack
the
'em
barrack
open.
chest.
Yeah, we'd like to open up the chest first, the barrack chest.
All right.
Okay.
Who wants to take a crack at it?
Who has lock picking skills?
I've got lock picking skills.
Yeah, me too.
Right. Then go ahead and whichever of you make a choice. One of you open up the chest.
Adam, do you want to go ahead? I had a pretty good roll for dexterity.
Okay. Do I go to abilities for that?
No, you open up. You literally click on the chest.
Okay.
You should remember this because you inadvertently looted it last time.
Yeah, I did. All right, so I double click on the chest, and I'm gonna go with break lock.
Awesome.
Break lock.
Success. So you've now broken it, and you should. Can you see inside of it now?
No, still closed.
What about now?
No, I'm looking on the map though.
No, look at the chest, the window that popped up when you double clicked the chest.
Yeah, see, I already closed it.
Oh, so whoever keeps rolling, stop, because you've now.
That was
failed
me.
it.
My bad.
Yeah. So open up the chest, double click it.
Okay.
All right. Do you see the contents?
No.
What about now?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so now I know.
see.
I've learned that red means you can see. I thought red would mean locked. It does not. All right, awesome. So why don't you go ahead and describe to your cohorts what you find?
Nothing.
Hmm.
The screen changed, but nothing popped up.
No, it's in that
There's
same
two-
chest.
I don't know if I trust Timpy. I think he's trying to keep the goods for
All right,
himself, guys.
we're gonna move the narrative
I'm
forward.
not-
We're gonna play with this asynchronously to learn how to use this thing. Cool. So what Tempe sees is pretty awesome, right? He sees that in this chest is 23 arrows. He sees a bone staff, right? He sees 7 crossbow bolts. So that indicates to you guys that there's probably some archers around. There's 10 days worth of rations. There's 3 rings. There's a signet ring. There's a normal staff and 5 torches, which I think most of you have dark vision, so maybe not may not need the torches. And hello, Sir Mott, a good pal from the forums. He pointed out that the locked parcel button is reversed. It's a little confusing, so we'll work this stuff out. Like, we're all learning this as we go. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and move this stuff to your party sheet.
Awesome.
And that partial should have disappeared. All right. So on that note, now it's now in your party sheet. We're not going to bother unless you guys want to start divvying things up real time. You're in the middle of you're at the entrance to a cave. I'm going to defer to you guys on what you want to do next. So do you want to explore any more of this room, or do you want me to move forward, Dinjarin, with your curtain sweep? And also a gentle reminder that half of you are hurt. So
if anyone wants potion, I have a healing potion.
Right,
So
you may want to do that.
I'm curious. It looks like next to the furs, there's another smaller chest.
There's one on the south side too.
Yeah, those are decorative, right? So you don't see any way to get into those chests. So one of the fun facts is, again, this is out of character. When I made these maps, this parcel tool did not exist. Going forward, I'd probably just have some chests would be empty, and you guys would have to basically Diablo your way through.
Got it.
Does anyone need healing? Should we heal people?
Yeah, I could use some healing.
I wouldn't use, if you don't have healing potions, I don't know if I would waste a healing spell.
Right.
Because you hear goblins in the distance, but I mean, if you guys have healing potions, you may want to consider that.
I do. Who would like one?
I could definitely use one.
Yeah, so look in your inventories for whoever wants to heal, and you should be able to. That'll tell you if you have a healing potion.
Oh, actually, I do have a healing potion here of my own.
So if you go to your action tab, it should be under potions, and there should be a little red or a little green box with a plus next to it. And if you click it, it should heal you. He hopes.
All right, I'm gonna drink my potion of healing as well.
All right, go for it.
There's a cage in the back, right, that we have seen? Do we know what's in the cage?
Well, hold on 1 second. So it looks like Dinjarin, pops out his healing a potion and manages to get himself to fully healthy. And it should have removed the one healing a potion from your inventory. So Tyrus II, you need to go into your actions tab and click your potion of healing.
It did not remove it, but I will set it to 0.
Yep. If you
so I clicked,
remove it, it should have been a consumable. So there should have been automatically removed. But we'll see. What was that?
Yeah, I just so in my actions I've got potion of healing. What am I clicking on?
The green box with a plus on it. That means heal self.
I'm clicking the green box, but it's not doing it. It seems to be adding a new spell each time.
You know what?
It's the purple. Yeah,
you're healed. No, still healed, right? And you know what? It's funny is I think there's a second icon that showed up. So next time, ignore me, and instead of using that green plus, you should be using the one that says consume item, potion of healing, and then it would remove it. So who hasn't healed yet? Tyros, you haven't?
No, I still haven't healed yet.
Yeah, so let me pull you up. And go into your actions, and then you have okay, so first off, you're in the wrong mode, right? You need to go into combat mode, like I just put you, and then actions, like I mentioned at the beginning. Now, you should see potion of healing. See those purple boxes?
Yeah.
Click one of them.
Delicious.
So effect, consume item, potion of healing, 2 Tyros a second. It did not. I assumed it would roll like it did with the green. Now click the green box.
There we go.
Awesome. So I'll have to like look into this and understand exactly how this is wired up, because it's not working the way I expected. Cool. That leaves everyone looks like they're healed up. So Syl, you did it on your own. Thank you very much. You're all healed up and ready for what's next.
Should we look behind those rocks, just to make sure there's nothing over there that might be useful to us?
Would you like?
What do you guys?
Are you asking the team?
I'm asking the team, like if they think, or should we just move on and try to find our way out of this cave?
Can someone look behind the rocks and the rest of the team move forward? Or do we have to move?
Right.
I'm going to ask you to move. So you're going to stay within your. If you're stealthy, it's half your distance. If you're going to move for realsies, ensure that you adhere to sort of the movement, the distances. So go ahead and track your move. Who's doing it? And a reminder, just a gentle reminder, Mr. Dinjarin, you're wearing armor, so that kind of defeats stealth.
Yeah,
Well, they already know we're here.
Yeah.
I'll walk over behind those rocks. I don't mind.
Okay, go ahead and do it.
I'm not worried about anyone. I can take care of them.
Awesome. So Dinjarin pops his head around some rocks, and what he sees is some sleeping arrangements for looks like goblins, more lice and bed bugs, and it's pretty damn nasty. These guys clearly like to drink, and they're Tempe's not moving, and sort of their bedding sort of shows that. But again, goblins are people too, so be cool.
No judgments.
No judgments.
Awesome. And Sermont, thanks for that feedback. I will look into it. On our end, it looks like he's suggesting that there's some possibly streaming issues. It looks like it's supposed to be okay over here, but we'll see. Thanks for the feedback. We'll look into it. So what you see is just some bedrolls. So like the perception check you guys rolled earlier to sort of see what was going on around you. It all came back. It's above board, right? There's nothing else going on. You don't see any obvious entrances or exits. You just see some boxes, some empty bottles of drink, and some bedrolls.
Or does someone want to open up those? Look behind those furs that were hanging on the wall. They seem mighty suspicious to me. I'm kind of far away from them now, so I can't easily get over to them.
Can someone do we need to do this like with a search generic action, Thomas, or?
You mean to open if you want to open the I'm sorry. If you want to open up the curtain, you can open up the curtain. It doesn't require anything special. You know it's there.
Okay.
Let's open it.
Do we need to? Yeah, let's open it. Do we need to move there or anything?
You do. Yeah. So
Okay.
keep in mind that you will go through the doorway. You will go through the doorway in the order that you stack up. So I'm going to give you a free move to stack up in whatever your marching order is going to be going through the doorway. And thanks, Sermont.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining. I know it's like a weird hour where you guys are right now. So it's very cool. Big wave to Sermont. He did this, by the way. He did this theme, this badass theme that we have. It's all Sermont. So like he's the guy who designed this brown, this brown theme. It's awesome.
Awesome.
Thanks, Vermont.
Yeah, if you think that Fenny Hurons is hard to use before this theme, it's even harder. So he's made it really, much more pleasant. All right, shout outs over, yo. Okay, cool. So stack up against the, so why don't we do this in order? So, or not in order. Who wants to be first?
Who's got the armor? I think that's going to be Dinjarin or Tempe.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm more of a fighter, so I know most of you guys are rangers. I could probably have a little bit more protection than you guys with my chainmail and everything.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, so stack up then. Put yourself there.
It's further than what I
fine.
could move.
I'm giving you a free move. Just move to where you guys want to be. So literally, like he's there. Who's next? You guys can go side by side, but at some point you're going to enter this next room.
Stephanos, you should probably be in the back, just as a safe precaution.
Hold on, I'm trying to.
Whoa.
Hold on, I'm moving some people around. So there's some icon stacking issues going on here.
I'm a knight. 2 over
right.
and 3 up.
All right, so okay, here we go. So Dinjarin, you're opening the curtain, correct?
Yep. Do I click on it?
Does it let you click on it?
It just revealed some more cave.
It
Cool.
did.
All right.
It was definitely hiding stuff.
Yeah, I see another door. I see what looks like a chain, guys, and it looks like there's a crate in the far back area. I don't want to make the call to go in because last time I collapsed a cave on us. So, what do you guys think? Should we move in?
But y'all got better.
I feel like if they hit it with a curtain, we should go in.
All right. Oh, you know what? Should we do a perception check to make sure there's no traps in there?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking the team. Should we look for traps?
Do you guys want to do a group perception?
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yes, I think that's good.
All right, so let's do it. So let's see. Roll for initiative. Select all playing characters, and we're going to do a perception. Boom. And I'm going to request the roll. Oh, you guys have some decent rolls.
Wait, did I not roll?
It says you did not. Stefanos didn't roll, and Tempe did not roll.
Oh,
No,
I thought
Stefanos rolled. She got
Yeah,
an
I
18.
Oh, weird. Okay. Cool.
Oh, okay. Sorry. All right.
My bad.
Perception.
Yeah, it should have popped up a window on your computer that asked you to do it.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay, Tempe. You did not contribute to the value of this group anyway. All right. So, so what you see is what you see when you pop that curtain over is you do, to Curtis's point, line of sight. You saw some crates. You saw a goblin archer with his bow raised in your direction. Don't forget, you've lost all opportunity for stealth, right? Because there are alarms, so everybody's ready. Off in the distance, it seems like from what you can tell, you guys, it seems like a fairly large room, it's a little concerning, right? So, just a little narrative. Like the previous room, this one contains mostly bedrolls, with a few, decrepit furnishings where the goblins rest and relax. When they're not out doing terrible things that goblins do, right? There are 3 cages against the north wall, right? And sort of that's what you sort of hear. You don't see them yet, but you hear them, and you also hear wolves. Now, what you don't know is if those wolves are in the cages or not. Or actually, I guess you do know that. Yeah, you do know that there's 3 cages. And each one houses a single wolf. Yeah, you're right. So, my bad, I misread my own narrative. So you hear them snapping and clanking.
What should we do, guys? Should we move in?
I think we need to eliminate that archer.
I can't see the archer.
Yeah, I can't see much of anything. We probably gotta.
Yeah,
Go in.
he's sort of east, northeast, and about 70 feet away from us.
I definitely hear him, but I can't see.
Yeah, I can actually see him.
Do you think you could get a shot off on him and see if you could hit him?
I don't have line of sight yet. I'd have to move through the curtain to get a line of sight on him.
All right, I'm giving you guys about 5 more seconds, and then goblins are going to start making their way to you.
Should we go?
Oh, okay, there we go. I had to click on my character, that's why.
All right, well, I'm ready to go through and take a shot at the goblin, just to get this going.
Let's do it.
All right, so you do not have. So, sadly, you guys, you do not have advantage. So, it is not your choice. Round 1 begins. And right now, we have the Goblin Wolf Wrangler Stinky. seems like a cruel name to have been named Stinky, but whatever. So Stinky's in the back of the cave. Stinky, is a wolf wrangler, so he knows something's up, and he's going to head over to the cages.
Oh,
and he's going to release the wolves.
wolves are coming out.
That's going to be his play, and that's going to end his turn. Bite Boy, one of the wolves, he really can't do much right now, so he's going to hang tight. He looks over at the handlers, super excited that like he's going to be let out of this cage to mess you guys up. That brings us to Glory. Now, Glory is what's that?
The map just moved on me for some reason.
Oh, it changes. It changes perspective on whose turn it is, I think.
Oh, okay.
So whoever's controlling Glory, that would be you. That's probably why it changed for you. Glory's got her buff. She has some temporary hit points from buffing herself last time, and it is her turn now. Glory does have some options, right? She has a cantrip, Eldritch Blast, but she doesn't have line of sight over anyone. So she either needs to move into combat, or potentially, again, potentially maybe ready herself so that she can take her action later.
All right, I'm gonna try to move forward. Let's see. Sorry, I have to find. I'm not used to her, so I gotta find what her steps. Main. It's under main. How many steps can she take? Where does it say it again? I don't. Speed 30, so she could do 30. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. So I'm gonna move into the cave and try to use the Eldritch Blast on the archer.
Okay. So move into it where you're going to be.
Right there, I think. Did I grab the right person?
You did. All right, so she's
Okay.
moving. So you want to move 25 feet, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Now you are in, so that is your move. You now have an opportunity for an attack.
All right, so actions.
And don't forget, do you guys remember how to target using your keyboard? I mean, using your mouse? So
there we go.
You can either drag a targeting icon, or you can hit, I believe, a control to target somebody. So did you target who you're going to target?
I don't know what you mean. Drag a target icon.
You go into I don't know what your view looks like, but there's you need to be able to target one of the.
Is it like a gray circle around the person?
I would just recommend you just hold down control and click the archer you want to target. There you go. So can you guys all remember that, just to target whoever you want to attack? It helps tell the story and helps me understand what's going on. It also keeps you from casting things on yourself.
I'm going to target that archer, and then I want to use the Eldritch Blast. So do I use the lightning bolt next to it?
Oh, yeah, you've never played it, right?
Yeah, I've never played her.
So, no, first thing you do is, since this is like a sword attack, you drag the dice icon on top of the character.
I don't see a dice icon. Oh, okay. Yeah, there.
Yeah, so it's going to be like roll try to hit, which is a hit. Awesome. And then now you drag the damage, which is force damage, right?
And that's the one right next to it?
Yep.
On the character, right?
Yep, onto the character, yep.
Oh, no.
Awesome. So, Glory, not being one of your stronger characters with like tons of armor, she pops into the room, across all of you and says, "Huzzah! I shall make first contact." And contact she does. She messes this goblin up, right? She takes him from a happy goblin, probably like picking at lice, to struggling for his life. And then her turn is now over. Up next is one of your old friends, an archer from another part of the cave, Spaz. Spaz doesn't have line of sight for anyone, so Spaz is going to make his way over to the goblin or to the wolf cages, and he's very close.
Uh-oh.
Next round, he will release the wolves. Goblin Glory can now see into the cave, so Glory is welcome to describe what she's seeing. By the way.
All right, so I see a couple of crates, like near the archer. There's several beds. There's a couple of rocks that's hiding my view. It looks like the cave wraps around towards the entrance of the labyrinth where we saw the initial two archers. I can't really see over there, but it definitely wraps around. Uh-oh. And someone just did some dancing lights.
Yeah. So it's Goblin Archer Dumpy's turn. So while he was scraping that, I went ahead and moving through some of the goblins who are just out of position. You know they exist, but you don't know much about them. You do know that this Goblin Archer, we'll call him Dumpy, he has been suffering from the effects of dancing lights. But that spell only lasts about a minute, and that minute has passed. So, goodbye dancing lights. He's now good to go. But that's going to end his turn. This brings us to Stefanos. The irony of all of this is your initiative placements have your weaker characters all going first.
I think I lost the map.
Who lost the map?
Stefanos. I can't see the map.
I brought the map back up. It shows that you have it.
Oh, okay. There it goes. Sorry. It just moved me.
All right, so you're up. You have a couple of things that you can do, right? You have, right now, I'm going to move you into combat mode in your actions window, so it'll be easier to see. You have a crossbow, which you can't really use because you don't have line of sight. You have your healing spells, which you don't need to use. You have some cantrips. You have Guidance, you have Sacred Flame, and Thaumaturgy, which I need to learn to pronounce at some point.
Sacred Flame? Is that something where I can like burn people with?
Yeah, so what Sacred Flame is, it's a flame-like radiance descends on a creature that you can see within range. The target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 radiant damage. The target gains no benefit from cover from this saving throw. And the spell's damage increases by 1d8 when you reach 5th level, right? So we won't need to talk about that yet. That's a time away. But basically, they have to do a saving throw, or they take 1d8 of radiant damage. It's a pretty good thing to do.
And I would be able to cast that spell onto this goblin.
You can't cast on anything that you can't see. So you need to enter the room if you want to attack something. Because right now, what you know is like, oh, I can cast a spell, but man, I got to get into the room first. So you're allowed to move. You're allowed to move 25 feet. So that would be 5, 10, 15, 20. So that would be on either side of Glory.
Either side of Glory. Okay. I guess I could. Would that be smart of the weakest gnome here to go there?
What you can see is if you might be exposed for one round, unless one of your cohorts on their turn step in front of you.
Okay. Well, I'll step in front of. I'm banking on you guys for coming in for my protection, but I'll come into the side of Glory. Here.
All right.
25.
Yeah. So drag it to where you want it, and then I will approve the move. And yes, that sounds good. And that is now line of sight. So you are now in you can your view of the room should have changed, correct?
Yes.
So now you can see what you can see. You can hear goblins, right? You can hear you can hear chains. You can hear all sorts of things going on. But all you can see is this one goblin who's sort of bleeding out.
Right.
And you see the wolf in the top?
I can see the wolf furball, you mean? In the cage?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can see him.
Yeah.
I don't...
Is the wolf in range for your spell?
Let's see, the range. I didn't have to look at the range. Which one was it? Sacred Flame?
Sacred Flame.
60 feet. Yeah, no.
Okay,
All
so
right.
too far to get the wolf.
Yep. The only one within your range right now is Xantor.
But I think I could just use my crossbow for that range.
Let's see, how far is it? I have to remember. I think it's shift. Hold on. Yep, you can use a crossbow. It's 70 feet.
Yeah. So maybe I'll just do that.
Save your flame.
Save that flame. Let's see.
So I target him for you by hitting control, click on him.
Control.
Yeah, I already did it for you. So it should be targeted with yellow. Now you need to, you're going to use your crossbow, right? So in your actions tab, you're going to drag the dice next to your crossbow onto the wolf.
Right. Okay. Oh, we're doing the wolf. I thought I was doing the
I
goblin.
thought you said you wanted to do the wolf. So you want to do the goblin instead?
Do you guys think I should just take care of the wolf first?
I would say let's do the goblin first because the wolf is in a cage and your arrow has to go through a cage as well.
Yeah, and I'm going to make you roll the wolf undercover because it is in a cage and there's a chance that your arrow could hit part of the cage.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they're still in cages right now, so I would take care of the goblin first.
Okay.
And, yeah, because the goblin also is more of the immediate risk. Although he's hurt, he can still shoot us.
All right. Let me get him then. Let me drag this over to him. Come on,
Right.
12.
Awesome. So Stephanos, even though she's largely a healer, she can do damage as well. So she raises her crossbow and does connect with Xantor. And now you need to roll damage. Well, guys, we need a moment of silence for our friend, our friend that we will never have, Xantor. Xantor is like 1 minute he's like looking at some stuff, picking some fleas. Next thing he knows, two unremarkable characters from what he could tell pop through a curtain and end his life. So he is now a corpse, and next to him is his loot. Which I encourage you not to mess with until after combat. End of turn for Stephanos. Syl, you're up. So Syl, you find yourself, you hear a bunch of action, you hear the death cries, but you're gonna want to get a little closer before you can do anything.
Yep. And I probably want to get in front of Stephanos. Right there.
Can you move 35 feet? You can, but let's not so. I think you need to do this in 2 moves, right? Because you got to get around the peak. So I'll do this for you. Or I mean, move right next to Glory. Okay, now drag it the rest of the 35. There you go. See how so that was a learning moment for you guys, right? So you see what she did, right? You have to go around stuff, right? So it was a slightly different placement. Let me lock you into the grid. There it is.
All right.
And
Hit that guy by the wolf cage.
Go for Spaz.
Oh, there he is.
Okay. So, can try to shoot Spaz.
So target by holding control down and clicking Spaz.
Oh.
Perfect.
Good shot.
And you hit.
Nice.
Yeah. So you connect. So you guys are very adept with your bows here. So you hit Spaz, nice and solid. Go ahead and roll for damage now. What happens to Spaz? Not much. He's got heavy damage. So you have to remember these goblins aren't super strong. So let's zoom in and take a look at him. He's not pleased, right? Because he's mid-stride on his way to unlocking a cage. He's literally about 5 feet from being able to unlock the cage when he's thwacked in the side with an arrow. Your turn is now over. Dinjarin, you're up.
All right, I'm going to move into the cave. I'm going to try to get behind this boulder because I'm worried that there may be someone, like there may be an opening there that someone could see.
Okay, I'm not sure which this boulder is that you're talking about.
So there's the big boulder just like to the...
Oh, to the north?
Yeah, to the north there.
All right, make your way in. You can do that in two segments, yeah.
So like that, right? Oh, it didn't do the second one.
Yeah. You need to now drag it again.
Oh, okay. So you can't like click one spot, then grab from there and click again.
You can, but it's the math is a little weird. All right, so
Okay.
I'm going to pull you into an actual spot, and now you're good to go. So now you're a little bit more deep into the cave, and you should see.
Oh, there's another guy over there.
So you see peeking off to the. So what you see when you walk in, Dinjarin, is you see, which looks like a much bigger goblin than the others. A gentleman that they kindly refer to as Butch. He's bigger than a normal goblin. He seems to be more of a goblin boss. You also see peeking out behind some stones in front of you. A goblin wrangler, right? It's like he's probably the guy in charge of the actual wolves. So I will open up this area for you so you now can see him.
I see.
Yeah, so now you see him. He's there, right? And that's really line of sight all you see.
All right, guys. So just to relay information that I see, since technically you guys can't see, we got one giant goblin that looks pretty nasty to straight to the back and closer to the wolf cages. The wrangler, he's behind. Right now he's in cover, so I don't think any of you guys would actually be able to get him. But neither of them look like they have arrows, so you could probably come in to like the entrance of the cave and be okay. For those of you who are still back there outside of the cave.
Awesome.
All right. So Dinjarin, you gonna make an attack this time?
No, I can't really attack anything. I don't have long range weapons, so that ends my turn.
Okay, so you are now. So you are. So they look at you, with interest.
Can he take a generic action, Thomas?
He can.
I forwarded my turn anyway.
Okay.
Oh, I was wondering like why the wolf started howling. I'm like, what's going on? So give me 1 second. All right, so now it's Furball's turn. Furball's locked up, so it's clanging. It's clanging. It's having a real hard time staying in this cage, and it's slamming as hard as it can against the cage walls. Really, pleading with Stinky to let it out. So now that leaves us with Xantor. So Xantor, I thought died.
Yeah, it says he's unconscious.
They murdered him.
Yeah, got his loot and everything.
Oh, whoops, my bad. There it is. Xantor had a moment of clarity. He saw a bright light ahead of him and said, "No, too soon," and then came back and looked around and said, "Oh, no. I'm going to head to the light." And he's dead again. So, Tempe, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna move.
So, as you're contemplating your move, Icarus is hungry for blood. I think she's just biding her time, just like cannot wait to get into this room.
Oh,
right,
I didn't get my second move.
There it is.
Yeah. All right.
Boom. You're in.
All right. So, Xantor's dead. I'm gonna go. I have a bit of line of sight on Stinky, so I might as well take a shot at him.
Okay.
Just as a warning. How do I turn my body, or do you do that, Thomas?
You do right click, rotate, or shift, and then your mouse wheel, if you have a mouse wheel. You have line of sight. Yeah, you have line of sight. You said to Furball, or who are you trying to hit? Stinky.
Stinky.
Okay, Stinky's behind. He has partial cover, So if you want to hit Stinky, you're going to have to do it with the cover clicked.
Okay.
Right. So
So-
before you roll. So cover is below the chat window.
Cover. All right.
And did you target the
What?
Stinky, or do you want me to do that for you?
Do I need to shift my body? I don't have a mouse wheel, so.
No, you don't need to. I can do it for you. There you go.
Okay, cool.
It's just aesthetics.
All right.
It doesn't really matter. These are just tokens. So-
No problem. All right, so I'm gonna drop my longbow on the Stinky. Hopefully, I'll get a good roll. Oh,
And you do not. You do not. You miss. Because don't forget you were rolling. You were rolling while they were undercover, right? So,
Mhm.
so no worries. It's okay. You're in good placement, and actually, you're providing some cover for Glory. This leaves us to another Goblin Archer that is still pissed off that he didn't get to attack you guys. He didn't connect. He also had some dancing lights playing hell with him. So let me move him for his turn. Oh my gosh, things are so unresponsive. 5, 10. All right, so he is now in place, and he does not have line of sight to anyone, so his turn is over. This brings us to our kitty cat. No, this brings us to Tyros II.
All right.
So Tyros, you've been nestled next to some barrels. It is your turn. You hear a lot going on in the room. You can't see it, but it sounds like all hell's breaking loose to you. Right through this curtain. What's your next move?
I am going to walk into the room and see if I can get a line of sight on one of the goblins.
All right. So you've used 10 feet. You do not have. You will be shooting through your friends. How far can you move? You're trying to move 40. It says
30.
Oh, 30. Okay. So it continues. There it is. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So now you see what you see.
All right. And I'm going to take a shot here at Spaz
Nice.
Oh,
with my short bow.
I think that's a very wise move. So, Tyros reaches behind him, pulls out his bow, levels it right at Spaz, and
Ew.
connects. And Spaz looks at you with shock, right? Like all he's trying to do is to release these wolves, and he knows if he can get to that cage, his life's going to get 100% better. But in the meantime, he's got an arrow in his leg and another.
Ugh, not much damage.
Ew.
And on that note,
Oh,
Tyros II, that's the deadliest thing you've put down in your entire career. So that is the best shot that you've had.
Nice
you messed,
job.
yeah, you messed this goblin up. And you saved the rest of your party from a pretty bad day so far.
one we got to watch out
Well
for
done.
now is Stinky.
Icarus, you are up. It is your turn to kill stuff. Or make friends, whichever way you want to roll. So, the kitty cat's ready to go. And go from there. You could just leave it right there. Thank you. Sorry. There's delivering stuff to our house, and our dogs to my left are trying to make friends. All right. So, can you move 40 feet? No, you are not. So I am going to reject your move. You have to stay within your 30 feet movement range. That's 30 feet. I will accept this. Now, Icarus, I would love you to sort of talk and describe what you're doing. Perfect. You're muted, Icarus, or maybe you're not muted. Can anyone else hear Jessica, or is it just me that can't hear her?
No, I
Nope,
can hear
can't
it.
hear
Can't hear her either.
All right. So, Jess, I will assume that your kitty cat is so focused, your tabaxi is so focused that it just cannot bring itself to use words right now, and that you're going to target something. So if you cannot speak, can you at least type into the chat window what you're going to do, who you're going to target? Or use control, hold control down and click on a bad guy, and you're going to be good to go. My Discord is not working, she says. Okay, so you're in... can you hear us, I assume, since you wrote my Discord is not working? Let's ask her there.
Nice. Yep, she can hear us.
Cool. So since you can hear us, can you let us know who, like, by just holding your control down and clicking, she wants to kill something, right? So it looks like you can see, line of sight for you is Furball, who would be undercover. You have Bite Boy, who's undercover and in a cage. You have the Wolf Wrangler, Stinky, who is undercover. So everyone's undercover. So you've made your move, and your weapons, just to remind you, you have a hand axe, you have a longbow. So I might recommend either, well, you also have a short bow. I might recommend a longbow attack on one of the wolves or the goblin handler that's on its way over. So she's
I say
use the
go
goblin.
for. Yeah, I was gonna say go for Stinky the Goblin.
Good choice.
Right. So I've targeted it for you. It's well within range. You do need to click below the chat window, the button that says cover. And then you need to drag the attack die on top of the goblin. Nice. So despite
Nice.
so Icarus, being a cat and somehow not having an opposable thumb, but still being able to use a bow, raises it, and what she does is she shoots this thing, but she does not shoot directly at the goblin because she knows wisely that there's some serious boulders in front between her and the goblin. She instead decides to ricochet it off the ceiling, right? So you guys see this arrow fly, like what looked like was going to be clearly a miss, bounce off of one of the a bit of the ceiling and plunge itself right into poor Stinky. Now drag your damage, Icarus. Nice. So Stinky is down but not out. It took a little bit of the spin off the arrow. It did connect and it did a decent amount of damage. To the point where this little goblin guy has got some blood going, right? And again, not the outcome she was probably looking for, but it's at least going to slow him down a little bit. And y'all, that ends round 1. Now, poor Stinky just got hit by an arrow, but he is not going to be defeated.
Hello?
Oh, we hear you. Hello.
Hear you now.
Oh, okay, I'm back. I just restarted Discord. Sorry.
All right, so Stinky's moving to the cages, just beyond the cage, and reaches behind him as he runs past, and he releases Furball. So Furball is now out, and that is his action, was releasing Furball, but he does have Nimble Escape, so he's going to do his best now to hide. So let's see what happens here. And succeeds. So Stinky, let me see where he is on the combat tracker. He disappears. You don't see him anymore, right, all?
Oh, he's gone.
All right.
Totally
So he
gone.
disappears, and he does a nimble escape. So you guys see him shoot what looks like maybe to the left, but he's gone, or at least he's out of sight. You don't know if there's any escape routes. You've not explored the entire room yet, so you do not know if there's a way for him to go anywhere other than just in this room. Bite Boy. It's Bite Boy's turn, and unfortunately for Bite Boy is still in a cage. So he rattles the cage and howls. This brings us to Glory.
All right, I'm going to move up some and see if I could use my the Eldritch Blast on, is that Furball?
That is which in the cage or out of the cage?
Out of the cage.
That is Furball.
All right, so move right there.
And what is the range for Eldritch Blast?
Uh,
Oh, it's 120 feet. You're good to go.
Yeah. Okay. So, full click for the ball, and then drop the die. Come on! Not bad. Not bad.
Nice.
All right. So Glory raises her hand in the can we be friends? But she does not want to be friends. She wants to hurt Furball. So roll for damage.
Well done.
Come on! Oh yeah!
Right.
Nice.
So Furball, fresh from being released from the cage, his whole life ahead of him, looks up and is blasted and takes like 8 points out of 10 possible force damage, right? And you see his fur go whoosh, as the force past his body and really bursts some of his inside organs. He's down but not out. Next up is a goblin that no one sees. Well, no
I
one
do.
sees now. Yeah, but so he's gonna move within range of here, and the goblins are pretty excited to see Butch come out of cover finally. So he moved part of his move and next part of his move, because Butch is pretty badass, and he has ranged weapons, so he's gonna target his first person. Now, Dinjarin didn't know this, but some backstory here is, when Butch was a little goblin boy, his constant companion was this wolf named Furball. You just attacked his childhood friend, and he's not pleased with that. So he's going to raise his short bow at Dinjarin and attack. And as Dinjarin, revels in attacking that wolf, he sees the goblin boss Butch come around the corner, and raise his bow, and an arrow flies right past his head into the cave wall, bounces harmlessly to the floor, and the look of dismay on Butch's face is palatable, because quite honestly, this was all about revenge for his childhood friend, and you have robbed him of that. So Butch now looks double pissed off. Finally, Dumpy, who you don't see, but you hear, coming around 5, 10, 15, 30, coming around the corner, has a clear line of attack for Glory. So he makes his way around a boulder. He remembers vaguely through some sort of a dancing light haze. He seems to remember Glory sneaking past, and with that burned into his brain, he raises his short bow at Glory, and I inadvertently moved my whole screen around. He raises his short bow at Glory and attacks. And
Oh, Jesus!
And Glory feels this arrow plunge itself into her torso, deeply. She knows that it was almost a critical attack. It was very close. But she may live to see another day, and we will find out right now. So, Glory was hit. She took 8 points of damage. That is a lot of damage. But you have to remember, see, she had cast on herself the armor of Agathis, so she had bonus hit points. So she's absorbed some of the damage, right? So of that 8, she only took 3 points of damage. Now, she realizes that while her bonus hit points are gone, it's taken a bit of her life force. So she knows that she's going to likely be in a world of hurt if she doesn't find some cover pretty quickly. Stephanos, you are up. Stephanos, as you look around the room, you see there is one person bleeding, but not near death. And you know that you only have, 2 chances to heal someone, and you don't know how bad this battle's going to get. So you think really hard if you're going to heal somebody yet, or if you want to hang tight.
I'm gonna hang tight on the healing.
Awesome.
But I don't really have anyone in range that I can shoot at, right, with my crossbow.
Unless you move. Well, your crossbow can shoot. Let me see. Where are you here? Stephanos, you would have to shoot through 3 of your party members. However, you could move right under. You see the big crate with the torch? You could move. Yeah, see the big crate with the lid sort of half off, and then there's a torch next to it?
Yeah.
You could move into that position and then have a line of sight attack to a wolf in a cage.
Huh. So, like, here? Sorry, here?
I don't know if you're pointing, but like literally drag your character when you want to go and we'll decide.
Okay. Here.
Yep. Totally what I was thinking. And then if you targeted Bite Boy... Whoops, my bad. Hold on. Here, so let's untarget this guy and target that guy. Now you can see that you have Bite Boy targeted. You will, if you want to attack Bite Boy, you have to do cover. Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you see the other archer?
Oh, I can see Dumpy.
Yeah, get the archer.
Yeah, get the archer.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. So which one you wanted? Who are you targeting?
I'll do Dumpy.
Oh,
I'll get Dumpy.
All right, so I targeted Dumpy for you, and we guys will learn how to do the targeting stuff yourselves, over time. So Stephanos, she does some acrobatics and some cartwheels and lands into place next to Glory, a constant companion in her life. Raises her, what are you raising? Short bow?
Crossbow.
Crossbow. Raises a crossbow at Goblin Archer Dumpy, and as you raise this crossbow, you see this look again of like he recognizes you. Foggy, but he recognizes you, right? Because while the dancing lights were going, he did sort of out of the corner of his eye see you come through, and this look of like, what have I gotten myself into, comes across his face as you raise your bow.
Right. He should fear me. So I roll this dice on his face?
Yep.
Got it. Come on. Damn it.
Oh, and Dumpy, it's a miss. It is a miss. Now, this is where the DM sadly says to you all, do you want to continue to the rest of this round? We are now officially out of time in 1 minute. It's 12:59. Our D&D session ends in 1 minute. Can anyone go long, or would you guys like to sort of round out this round and call it a day?
I have to jump to another meeting.
Had a feeling. So Stephanos, you can drop.
Okay.
And because we're going to end at the end of this round, unless anyone wants to end before that, but let's end your time. Did you roll damage? Oh no, you didn't. So you missed. So Stefano missed. That brings us up to Sil. So Stephanos, it was awesome playing with you. Your party will take care of your corpse or your body depending on what happens in the next few minutes.
Yep, definitely.
Awesome. Bye, Stephanos.
She already left.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, Sil, you're up.
So I need to get closer.
Yes, you do. And is anyone else going to have to drop in the next 5 minutes?
No, I'm okay here for a few minutes.
I'm good.
Oh, well, I'm willing to go long. I'm sure that the no viewers on Twitch won't want me to play a little longer. I'm good for the next half hour. So I'm going to put you into an actual slot, Sil. There you go. Awesome.
Okay. And if I try to shoot the goblin behind Dumpy, what are the chances I can get both?
Not good. Unless you have some super arrow, it's unlikely to go through. But if you want to try it, I'll give you you'll have to roll a 20 to see if first if you hit. Let's cross this bridge if you hit. All right. So if you hit with the critical, a 20, I will let you roll damage on Dumpy and then some damage on the goblin behind it. How's that sound? because I love your moxie. As a matter of fact, I like your moxie so much, I'm going to give you an inspiration point for thinking outside the box. You now have some inspiration. So if you look at your character sheet on the main tab, there's an INSP. There's an inspiration slot available to you. We're gonna have a lot of different ways that we're gonna leverage inspiration. I have inspiration cards that you guys are gonna get. But right now, what your inspiration means is you can, if you have a roll that really sucks, or maybe you die, you can use that inspiration slot to re-roll that round. So you can re-roll your dice. So it's like a get out of jail free card.
Oh. Wait, where is this inspiration?
Look in hit the main tab of your character.
Oh, I see it.
Upper right. Yep. So now you have one slot.
Oh, cool.
How cool is that for thinking about cool stuff? Awesome.
Okay, let's try it.
So So you have to target Dumpy, and then I will tell you if it goes through and hits demeanor. Oh, okay. You're targeting both. Got it.
What 20?
Oh, now check this
so
out.
Far.
No.
So this is what you call a coinky dink. So you know how I gave you that inspiration for thinking outside the box? Well, you're basic. You blew it. You fumbled, right? That means that you rolled a 1. And that's not a good thing. Even though you had a plus 7, it was still a miss. But a fumble means something bad happens, and we have this thing called a fumble table. So when something bad happens, it randomly rolls and tells you what happened. In the world we live in, despite that you've had inspiration literally for just this last 5 minutes, you now lose your inspiration. So you suffer your own critical damage, and you lose any inspiration you have. And as the DM, because we're new, I'm not going to make you roll damage against yourself, but I am going to take away your inspiration. That's damage enough. Actually,
So if I had no inspiration, what happens?
I changed my mind. You do need to take some damage because you messed up. So roll 1d4. Just roll 1, so up to 4 points of damage, and then that's what's going to happen to you. And that was a good time to take a 2. So you're going to take 2 points of damage. So you're just lightly wounded, right? So basically, you raised your bow and you're thinking, I'm going to shoot through Dumpy. And it's going to be so badass that it's going to go right through his body, take him out, and it's going to pop itself right into regretful demeanor. However, instead what happens is you shoot at Dumpy, you completely miss it, ricochets off of a big boulder and hits you in the leg.
Hits me.
Right? Now, the good news is it wasn't moving too fast. And you were feeling really good about yourself when this started and inspired. But as soon as you found your own arrow lodged in your leg, with just a little scratch, you've lost all inspiration. And you hang your head and say, Dinjarin, you're up, buddy.
Can I? So I see this big boulder that I'm next to, and it looks like there's an opening. Can I go through that opening? Because I could see that there's a spot. Like I want to try to come up and behind Dumpy. Can I would I be able to fit through there, or is that too small?
No, you would be able to fit through there with an athletics roll.
All right, I want to try to do that. I want to try to go through to the other side, and so I could sneak up behind and kill that dude.
All right, so move to where you want to be, and it's probably going to be, it's probably going to be like drag it twice because you have to like roll. Okay, and then drag your next one. Okay, so is that where you want to be?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Okay, so I'm gonna let this. I'm not gonna let this happen yet. What you need to do now is go in your skills tab and roll athletics. Awesome.
Sorry, I grabbed the wrong person. Oops.
Yeah, so you have to use it from yours. Sadly, that doesn't count because it was a pass.
Sorry.
See if you can keep that magic. Dinjarin.
Come on. Get it again.
Oh! Yay! Okay, so you messed up. So the reason I didn't let you move is because I needed you to pass your athletics. So I'm going to cancel your roll, and the Dungeon Master is going to wedge you. Right here. All right. So
Damn it.
you are stuck. right? And this means that you're grappled. All right. So what grappled means is you're wedged between some boulders. On your next action has to be to ungrapple yourself, so you don't get to shoot when you're grappled.
Okay. So how do I do that?
You'll roll.
Okay. Oh, I could do that now as my action because I haven't taken an action, correct?
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Okay. So I see 2 dice on break grapple. There's like a purple one and a gray one. Which one do I grab?
Hold on. I think you grabbed the bottom one.
Bottom one? Okay.
Yeah.
And then I didn't grab anything. Do I just click it?
Oh, no. I think you have to drag it onto yourself.
Oh.
Is it not working?
It says, cannot break grapple when the grapple effect has no source name.
Oh, I wonder if this is a generic actions issue.
Is there like a skill I need to do then instead?
Yes, hold on. Double click to get the character target from whom apply the grapple effect in combat tracker. Okay, so try double clicking. We've never done this one before. So I know how to grapple you.
Yeah, it's still saying the same thing.
All right, so we're gonna break. This will be your action. Let's move to the next person. Can you do me a favor and do a quick lookup of what you need to roll to break grapple? Because I've always relied on these tools.
How do I look that up? Okay, don't click.
Google or Fantasy
Yeah.
Break or whatever.
All right, yeah, move to the next people and.
Yeah, this is like we're all learning this, you guys. So, you know. All right, so it is Furball's turn. Furball can move 40 feet. And it is super excited to bite y'all. So, hold on. So, Furball. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, I'm so excited about this. So Furball, looks around, does a little dance, spins in a circle, and finds himself looking at Syl. He's got keen hearing and smell, and he's thinking to himself, you know what? He's gonna attack Syl with his teeth. So, he's been waiting for this moment. He's been watching you guys from a cage. He finally makes his way across the room, and attacks. And he hits Syl.
It's just not my day.
It is not your day. And he tears a bunch of skin from you. All right. Sound good? All right. So give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to put this in pause mode. So think of what you're going to do next. I'll be right back. We're back. I'm still a parent even when I'm a DM. So there you go. My son could not get into his last Zoom call. All right, whose turn is it? It's Furball's turn, right? He had just attacked, and that was the end of his turn.
Yep. Yeah.
Up next is Tempe.
All right. So I want to see if could I wedge past Din Djarin at all if I pass my athletics checks, or is he blocking the way entirely?
He's blocking the way. You're gonna have to go around him. You can maybe assist him on getting unstuck if you want to do that. Did you find out how to get ungrappled, Din Djarin?
No, most of the stuff I'm finding is about coding the break grapple thing.
Yeah. What does it say when it says code? Like, what do you have to roll?
You know what? It's actually showing code. Like, so let me go through it.
Just Google break grapple roll. I'm guessing it's like some like an athletics or some skill roll over a certain amount. My plugins my extensions have let me down. So Tempe, in the meantime, what do you want to do?
I think I want to move in front of Glory to give her some cover. So there's my move, and I'll attack Butch.
So you're going to attack Butch instead of Furball, right?
Yeah, his move is next. Furball's got a while to go.
Awesome. All right, so Butch it is.
I'll do that with my longbow. Drop it on his head.
So Tempe raises his longbow and does connect with Butch. You know, Butch has been sort of hearing the fighting and has not really super engaged. But you know, his first foray into the opening finds Tempe raising his bow at him.
And hopefully it does some damage. Yeah.
Awesome. So, you know, don't forget, Butch is a boss, right? So Butch is a little bit harder to kill. You did a good amount of damage, 5, right? But not enough to take him out. It is going to slow him down a bit, though. And thus ends your turn.
Good.
All right. So, Goblin Archer, you know, regretfully Deminor sees, you know, off to his right, sees Dinjarin, it's like sort of try to sneak attack and wedge himself between some rocks. So he does have, you know, he does. Dinjarin does have max cover, but this goblin is still going to try to shoot through the cracks. So he's going to attack Dinjarin, and if Dinjarin's lucky, which he is, the goblin miss.
The most I could find is another athletics roll, but I don't think that's right.
Well, we'll do another athletics roll then. That's how we're going to do break grapple then for today. I make the rules. I'll add this to my list of things I need to look up. All right, so Tyros, you're up.
All right, I am going to let's see. I'm going to get a little bit of cover here by this boulder, and I'm going to target Furball so that we can protect still as best as we can, and use my
line of sight. So I think you have line of sight without hitting her. So I think that's good.
Thanks. I'm going to use my short bow.
Okay. And you connect. So,
yeah.
you know, Furball's having a rough day. So this is a moment where Syl looks over her shoulder and with pleading eyes saying, "Please make this count."
And let's see how much damage we do.
Yeah, good shot.
Nice.
And you did. So you hear just barely, you hear Syl let out a, "Oh, thank God." You know, as she's working to stop the bleeding on her thigh, right? Now, she does yell back, 2 more left, right? So you guys know. But it is a good day for her. All right, so Tyros, your turn is over. Icarus, you're up.
Wait, how did Dinjarin get grappled? Did he try to jump the boulder?
Yeah, he tried to sneak through the boulders and got stuck.
Oh, sneak through. Okay.
Yeah.
Should I try to jump on the boulder?
Yeah, apparently being sneaky is not my strong suit.
I will attempt to jump onto the boulder and then with my warhammer attack Dumpy.
Okay.
Can I do that?
All right, so you're trying to go onto the boulder. Now,
Yes.
I need you to roll your athletics check.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so you have to roll that. And you had no problem. So, you do a couple of backflips, and you vault over the top of Tyros with no problem, and you find yourself above. And I'm taking it you're going to want to come down on top of Icarus.
On Icarus? No, on top of... Well, actually, if I use my scimitar, can I just slash at Dumpy?
You can.
Okay, then I'll do that.
Oh no!
You should have jumped down.
All right, so yeah, so you.
I know, but then I saw the other guy, regretful demeanor.
Yeah,
so never mind.
So you made your way up, with a series of somersaults, like we said, and landed on top of this boulder, or on top of this giant rock. But your footing was not perfectly strong, and you miss when you come down with your attack. But as a kitty cat, you love being up high, and you suddenly feel like you're in charge of everybody. That brings us to round 3. So we've got, we do have Bite Boy still locked in a cage. Just saw his mate killed, and he's excited to get out. Glory, you're up.
Are we continuing or are we stopping at this point?
Yeah, do you guys want to stop now or keep going? It's up to you guys. I have 10 more minutes I can do. Otherwise, we can call it.
Yeah, I think I need to call it.
I'll call it.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good plan. So you guys did, I'd say, 100 times more, battling this time than last time, right? You've made your way into a room. As we fade out for today, you look around the room and you are pretty sure that with this new point of view that you have, you see, where is this person at? Stinky. Where's Stinky? Hold on, guys. Stinky comes back into view. All right.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Yeah. So everything is good to go. And when we continue next time, mental note, Dejarin, you are grappled, and we have got to figure out how to ungrapple. This is a very basic thing that we should know how to do, but again, we're learning this as we go. So thanks for any crazy people who may have been watching this, and thank you to you guys for playing today. Next Thursday is when we do our next round.
This was a lot of fun today, guys.
Yeah, this was a good one. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Hi, everybody.